Sketchbooks can sometimes feel like a really intimidating place, or it can feel like an escape or a safe space, or just this place where you practice things and it doesn't go deeper than that. All of that is okay. That's the beauty of a sketchbook. So with that being said, if you have some art supplies and you would like to create with me, get your stuff. Let's do this thing. Who here has ever felt creatively stifled, intimidated, or had a sense of dread about their sketchbook? Or maybe you have certain expectations or expectations of what you think other people want for you for your sketchbook. And then you combine all those things and it's like, I don't even want to open this thing and create now because there's just too many feelings around it. Well, hello, welcome to my channel. You're in the right place today because we're gonna sketch and we're gonna talk about some of this stuff. So I'm gonna do a little sketchbook spread and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what I'm doing before we dive into some of the nitty-gritty things that we're gonna talk about later. So what I'm doing here is dumping a bunch of stuff on a page. I used to call this art vomit on a page. However, some people just don't like the word vomit, so I think I'm gonna change it to like freestyle drawing or creative dumping on a page. I don't know. Let me know what you think sounds okay in the comments. Basically, it's gonna be a bunch of random stuff on a page. And later in this video, I'm gonna talk about why doing what I'm doing right here helps my mental health and my creative journey. So sketchbooks are a beautiful place, and there's a lot of different purposes for these things. And some of these things can intimidate us. Let's just be real. So when I was a student, the thing that I learned was sketchbooks were for sketching. And I remember one day somebody was going through my sketchbook and they opened it up and basically like scolded me for what was in my sketchbook because I just did all sorts of stuff. I drew CD album covers, or I did little Zentangles and all this stuff. And I remember somebody kind of telling me like, your sketchbook isn't for this stuff. What are you doing? And I felt so much shame at that time. Like, well, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? And that kind of stuck with me for years, and it kind of made sketchbooks almost feel less fun or more scary or something in a way. And then I took a painting class in college, and my professor kind of had similar sentiments. And I was like, I don't know. I actually don't even know if I agree with this. So I kept just doing my own thing. I don't know, those feelings kind of stuck with me though. But I've had time to process this over the years, and I think with YouTube and social media and people doing art, we have realized that there's so many beautiful ways that you can use your sketchbook that are super empowering for your creative journey and for your mental health. So let's talk about some of these. Yes, you can use your sketchbook for practicing different things like shading, anatomy, color theory. Maybe you want to draw something for the first time. Awesome. If you're a student, you might get assignments and have to use your sketchbook for those assignments. Awesome. We love that. Have you ever heard the saying, 2 things can be true or multiple things can be true for a situation? I want to insert that here for sketchbooks because sketchbooks can be used for so many different things, and I think that's what makes them beautiful. For instance, you see those Art X markers in the upper right-hand corner of the video frame? I have used so many sketchbook pages just swatching them. I don't know why I swatch them sometimes. I guess sometimes I just want to see the colors and like know how they work, but sometimes I don't really want to draw something. I just want to swatch my colors, and it's fun and stress relieving. So you can do that in your sketchbook. Another thing you can do in your sketchbook, full-blown paintings. Full-blown paintings. And it's really sweet because you can save money on canvases and kind of do little studies and get a feel for maybe what you would do on a canvas if you do want to go out and spend your money on it. Or maybe you want to do a painting, but you want it to be just for you and you don't really want to hang it on your wall or have other people see it. You can close your sketchbook and boom, that's just so beautiful. Our sketchbooks can be used for many different things. Sometimes artists go through this like style crisis and they're like, who am I as an artist? What do I like to create? Maybe I need to experiment in my sketchbook and figure that out. Been there, done that so many times. I call myself a style hopper, and I think part of it is because it's so hard to commit, to one thing. Well, sketchbooks have been a beautiful place for me to kind of get some of that out of my system. I really like to experiment, and my sketchbook lets me do it, so that's pretty sweet. So another really cool thing that I have seen recently is art journaling. If you're familiar with bullet journaling and people making like planners and stuff in those journals, some people have started doing art journaling where you kind of like draw your day or you draw a thing that happened. Say you had toast for breakfast, you draw your toast, then you draw your dog because maybe you took your dog on a walk. Then maybe you draw some scrubs because you work in a hospital as a nurse and you signified you went to work, all those cool things. It's pretty sweet. So that's another thing that you can do. And there's so many other things you can do. You can do collages and practice calligraphy, and the options are endless. And all of those things make your sketchbook beautiful and unique to you because you can combine all those things and do all of that in one sketchbook. Or maybe you have a sketchbook that's designated just to practicing things like sketches and shading, and a separate sketchbook for more like colorful aesthetic projects or whatever you want to work on. You can do whatever you want. Now, a thing that I have gotten into lately is this like art dumping on a page, and I want to tell you a little bit about it. And this is something that I have just been so excited about recently, probably for the last 2.5 years, give or take. I like to do this for a couple reasons. For my art process, not really having a rhyme or a reason and just going in freestyle lets me judge myself less and focus on just the fact that I enjoy creating. Like this person here that I'm drawing, I was not very happy with it, but I was like, I want to draw a person. And then, I realized I could have redone it, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm going with the flow. I'm embracing imperfection, and I'm enjoying this process right here, right now. Cool. That was super liberating for me, and it helped me get over some perfectionism. Like, the desire I had to fix that in the moment. Yeah. And now looking back, I'm glad I didn't because I got to focus on other things. Another cool thing about this is dumping a bunch of stuff on a page like this. You can see on the right-hand side, there was some rhyme or reason. Now this left-hand side, it's going to get chaotic, and I love it. I love that. And I think just going into it like that lets you not commit to something and get stuff out of your system. So I'm going to delve into the mental health aspect of why I like doing this. Having that chaotic energy just like pour out onto a whole sketchbook spread and seeing that some of this stuff doesn't go together, I am not really thinking about what goes together and what doesn't in this moment. So let me back up a little bit. A huge reason why I do this is because it's helping me process what I'm actually feeling in my life as a person. And I have recognized over the years that in the moment, I'm not always the greatest with my words or like giving words to the emotions that I'm feeling. But if I pause and I draw for a little bit and just get my hands moving and make a bunch of random things, it kind of allows me to slow down and just, realize what I'm feeling. And then I let the feelings pass and I move on, and it's great. So it's really helped me in my mental health journey, and I love it for that. I go back to doing these sketchbook spreads all the time because it has really given me space to feel what I need to feel. And in the process, I create some art. And sometimes it's really out there, so out of character for me. And then other times it's like, oh, this is stuff that I always draw, like no big deal. So I just wanted to leave that little nugget here with you because I feel like doing this and focusing on processing my thoughts has lifted a lot of artistic pressure that this needs to be perfect. This needs to be a certain thing. And instead I'm like, okay, let's just move. Let's just move to the groove, get out some different art supplies, make different things, but have my mind be elsewhere. And it has been a very beautiful, liberating, and grace-filled process. It's probably one of my favorite things to do in my sketchbook now, honestly. So I actually do this in between really large paintings because I am primarily an oil and acrylic painter. I do landscapes, water paintings, animals and clothing, and florals. Those are the things that I typically gravitate toward, but this creatively recharges me. There's just something about it. So I am loving it. This is what I've been using my sketchbook for. I don't fill my sketchbook as fast as I used to. I don't even use it every day, and I'm cool with that. I'm enjoying art a lot more with this approach. But yeah, you can do whatever you want with your sketchbook. There's so many different purposes for it. I think it's just beautiful that everybody can do something different with their sketchbook too. Because like you're the only person using it. I mean, maybe there are people out there who share their sketchbooks with other people. I don't know. But I think that's what makes it unique is it's unique to you, your preferences, the things that you gravitate toward. Maybe you just want to make comics. Make your comics. That's awesome. All the power to you. But I hope that this gives you some ideas of like what you can do for your sketchbook. I just shared with you something I'm really enthusiastic about lately and really into. I hope that's helpful for you too. Maybe that will give you some inspiration if you want to try it out. And then let me know how it goes. I would be so excited to know how it goes for you. But also, no pressure if you already have your own rhythm. Well, that's our sketchbook page. If this video was at all helpful for you, or maybe you're looking for more art inspiration videos after this, I will leave a list of videos in the video description. Also, feel free to subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this all the time. This has been an ongoing series. My goal is to make you folks feel excited about creating and have a creative outlet. So I'll keep making these videos. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful day. Bye.